All right, let's get to this, guys. Okay. All right. Hi, everybody. This is Angelo Quinones, and you reach Zion Ministries. Zion Ministries is designed to give you dependable and accurate answers that come straight from God's holy and inspired word, the Bible. But this has to do with exposing my wife here, okay? Because she has to be exposed because the thing is that she's dangerous, okay? She's a cheater. She's an adulterer. She's a person who has cheated on me with a man named Ron on this very Facebook based media. Her last name, because of our marriage, is Quinones. Okay, her middle name is Tepayet, Tepait, something like that, right? And then Quinones is Quinones, like everybody knows. So that's what she's supposed to have here on her Facebook. She's not supposed to be having an alias, right? She's supposed to be who she is, right? So the problem is that she's a cheater, and she cheated online, and she continuously cheats. It's like the imperfect tense, so it's like a participle. You understand what I'm saying in Greek? So she doesn't know how to stop. Instead of having RIZA Tapaya Quinones, her full name, her full maiden and marriage name, she's under this RIZA Ang. Come on, man. And probably the Ang, she stole it from Angelo, like Angelo, Ng. See, this is the problem with Risa, though, and she's doing it for money. She got married with me only for money, okay? Because I gave her permission to have control over my money, over my finances here in the Philippines, and she was doing a rotten job of it. Not buying enough food, not buying enough Pampers for the kids, not buying enough milk for the kids, not buying enough this. So I said, you're doing a very bad job. I'm going to take full autonomy again of my money, and that's just the deal. You know what she said? Oh, I want to return back to mama's house. I mean, come on, man. Come on. So this is for all you guys out there who's looking for somebody on Facebook. Stay away from Riza Ang, also known as AKA Riza Tepayet Quinones, my wife, as a matter of fact. Now, she probably doesn't say she's married over here. Okay. As a matter of fact, I'm waiting for the police to come because she took my son Sean without my permission to Cebu. Now, I don't know if that's for good or just for, a couple of days or whatever the case may be. She wanted to visit her daughter, and she told me about it, and she asked me if I could take if I could take Sean, if she could take Sean, can I take Sean? I first said yes, and since we've been having problems, and then I changed it to a no, and she took him anyway. Now I want to know from the police if if two married people are having problems, can't you just disappear forever with my child? I know the answer to that. The answer is going to be no. I just was, finished talking to the BOGO police department and stuff like that. So just stay away from this person. Okay, stay away from this person. I hope that people will have the wherewithal to type her name on YouTube to see if something pops up. And I think that's what people should do when you're trying to court somebody or date somebody overseas, is just to check first to see if there's any info on this person, to see if there's any input by somebody who went through an experience with the person, whether male or female, doesn't matter. It might be some information for you online, and by somebody else that had either a good experience or bad experience with the person that you're trying to court. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to share some more pictures with you because she might be sharing these pictures, but my phone locked up a little bit. Let me see. You got these pictures here. My phone is kind of locking up. I don't know if the police is going to show up while I'm speaking, because you just leave everything to the police, um, you know. That's a picture right there that she shared with me a long time ago. She has no pictures of me at all. Okay? No pictures of me at all. So it looks like she's just like single. You know what I mean? And she says, well, this is an old account. Yeah, well, why did Naomi, your best friend, reach you on this account? So why don't you have pictures of your husband? Why don't you have pictures, of us together? It's like she's single, So this is a picture that I saw. You understand? This is a picture that I saw when she was. This one is the famous one that I saw, that I was attracted to when I was getting to know her. This in another picture, but that other one is not here. You understand what I'm saying? So, I mean, she has cheated before. She's very irresponsible with kids. She caused her daughter to collapse. She almost killed her daughter. Okay, Mary, to Pyatt. She beat her to such a degree that she collapsed. And it's a strange thing because RIZA, when she was a child, she was beaten to such a degree that she collapsed. Okay, so she has that in her mother resume. Okay, parent resume, if you will. You understand what I'm saying? She fell asleep with Oscar Jr., okay, one of her first children born, the second children born to her, you know, of her, and and dropped him, okay, from her lap. That's irresponsible. Okay, all right, maybe you're tired. Okay, fine. You're tired, you put the child down. You don't let the child fall from your lap when he's a baby. You understand what I'm saying? So that's two kids right there. Then she took a tree off the branch, okay? Took a tree off the branch and hit her third child to such a degree that it was excruciating for the child. And if you do that in the United States of America, and probably even here also, they'll take the child away. So that was Godfrey that she did that to. Anna Devane, her fourth child, you know, the child that we had together. The other three were children that she had with Oscar, who's now dead. He died last year, like around the 17th of November of 2023. This is 2024. You know, she was fighting with her brother Risker, fist fighting and a kick fighting with him, okay, because of something that Risker did to Mary. I think that's what the argument was for. But still, you don't fight with somebody, okay, while you're pregnant with my daughter Anna Devane, and now my daughter is a special child, probably because of that fiasco. Not to mention that my father-in-law used to smoke in the house, and I used to tell him to quit, to stop that, because my wife is pregnant, and you shouldn't do that because the baby could come with a malformation or whatever the case may be. And voila, what happens because of those two things? Probably, I can't prove it, I have a special child that can't walk, can't talk, can't eat, can't even sit down. I mean, that's the irresponsibility of this woman. You understand what I'm saying? And then the fifth and final child that she had, okay, at least now anyway, because she's scared to give birth, is Sean Donnelly. And she said that she was going to smother him to death in the bathroom because she didn't want to have the child. Now, listen, I understand that things change when you're pregnant and the attitude and stuff like that, but there's no excuse. Not everybody does that when they're pregnant and, threaten to kill the baby. And if you do it, you're going to go to jail anyway. So the courts don't see it like something that just happened, just while you're pregnant. You still took the life of a child. Now he's fine, thank God. She didn't do it, but she said that she was going to do it, and she calls herself a Christian, and a Christian person doesn't do that. Not everybody says that they're going to do something like that when they're pregnant. That's an excuse. As I drink my coffee over here. Okay, so she's very irresponsible with kids. Okay, very irresponsible. I can give you a whole list of things. Just recently, right now, I told her that I didn't want any alcohol, meaning alcohol that you use cotton swabs and you use it for maybe to clean your skin or something like that. Alcohol. Not alcohol to drink, but alcohol that you buy. And then you put a cotton swab to it and you do what you will with it. I told her that I don't want that in the house. And voila, there's even a bigger bottle in the house because I didn't want it in the house initially because Sean, who was only 1 year old at the time, that he took the first bottle and had it in his hand with the top off. Now, what if he drinks it? So there's even a bigger bottle about a year after, and he has it in his hand. So, not only did she cheat online and she's been very unfaithful. She doesn't want to make love. She doesn't communicate. She cheated. She asked my family members for money, including my nieces, my sister, without my permission, my friends like Denise and God knows who else. You understand what I mean? She asked me if she can have sex with somebody in the middle of the night. I want to have, she said, quote, I want to have, Angelo, I want to know if you can give me permission to have sex with my boyfriend tonight, end quote. You just don't speak like that because trust is gone once you do it. You know, so, and she said before he died, she used to say, or at least I think she just said it just one time, my ex is waiting for me. Come on, man. I mean, you know what I mean? This is a very dangerous woman. This is a very dangerous woman. Why is she dangerous? Well, she just sucked the life out of you. Just for money, just to pay her bills. You know, she owes, $4,000 to this lady named Bibi, and she'll do whatever it takes to get that money to pay. So I threw her out of the house yesterday. You understand? Right? And that's just all there is to it. You know, that's just all there is to it. So I'm just saying, if anybody is thinking of even contemplating of being with this woman, stay away from her. Stay away from Riza Tapayet Quinones. Stay away from her. Stay away from her. Stay away from her. Okay? I'm just saying, don't go near her house. It says in the book of Proverbs. Don't go near her house. And I'm gonna put a tag on it, Riza Ang. I'm gonna put a tag on this video so people can find her name if they want to trace it and find out more about her. Riza Tapay Quinones, or just Riza Quinones. I mean, like that. She has to be exposed. And I've been married to her. It's going to be 6 years, December the 14th, and I'm either going to get a divorce or a separation. I'm waiting for a divorce. I'm waiting for that opportunity to come to the Philippines, but I don't know if it's going to come to the Philippines soon enough. So I might just get a separation for her via the way of separation. Because I don't know. They're debating that issue of divorce. I don't think that's going to be anytime soon. To tell you the good, honest truth, I'm gonna try to check that out to see what's happening on YouTube, but I'm not gonna hold my breath about it. So just gonna get a separation. We have 2 kids. That's the problem. We have, if it wasn't for the kids, I'd be gone from here. And because I don't like Don Pedro anyway. It sucks. There's brownouts all the time. The streets are not, the pathways are not clean. They're not straight. They're not flat. It's bad for your feet. It's crummy. You have to get well water and stuff like that, and tap water. It comes once a week. So I get my gallons there and stuff like that, drinking water like that from the gallons from the truck that comes you buy 1 gallon of water, like the water cooler gallons like that. You could buy one for what is it, 40 cents or whatever it is. I don't know, like 50 cents or whatever. Something like that, which is not bad. So, but it just stinks. The Pedro stinks. It just sucks. It's a third world country. I mean, this is what are you going to expect from a third world country, except for third world. That's just all there is to it. I'm not putting the Philippines down. I'm just saying that in most of the areas in the Philippines, they're underdeveloped and they don't care about their people. They don't. But that's the government's fault. That's not the people's fault. I'm not talking about the people. I'm talking about the government. The tricyclists are still waiting for their money. So the president, promised to give money to the tricyclists. The people who work in their tricycles, picking up people like the dollar vans pick up people over there back in the United States, my home country. Where's the money for them? But getting back to Riza, I mean, I'm not going to give you the list of the things that she has done. Okay, trying to commit suicide with my baby in her hands. Me taking a knife away in the kitchen. I mean, come on. And me giving her opportunity after opportunity when she comes back. I gave her opportunity to come back to be with Anna over here. You understand what I mean? And I give her, hi, my love. I'm with my special child right now, and Sean is in Cebu, no doubt, with Riza. And if it's for good, it can't be for good. I'm gonna press charges on her. That's just all there is to it. Because you just can't steal somebody's child like that. There's visiting rights and stuff like that has to be had. So I mean, you just can't disappear with somebody's child. Just gone away from somewhere. No, can't do it. But I'll let the police and the courts decide that. You understand what I'm saying? That's just all there is to it. I always say I have police officers in my family, not a lot, and they're basically retired. And basically, I don't really know them too much. I know Victor, a police officer in Puerto Rico, more because I spent time with him a little bit more um, than the person that was in New York. And then you have some people that are police officers that are friends of the family. Tata's children, or at least a child, is a police officer. So I mean, so I just have the background a little bit of just knowing that the police officers, they hear the two sides. They're not here to hear. They're not. They don't come to hear one side of the story. They come to hear the two sides, not the ones. And then they tell you, based on the law, that this is this and this is that, and then you have to go by that. That's just all there is to it. That's what they're here to do, to withhold the law, you know. And if you break the law, you go against their black book. Well, then that's just the deal, you know. So I'm waiting for the police now to come. I don't know if the police are going to take this seriously or not. If they don't take it seriously, then maybe they're going to think, oh, well, she just left over there just for 1 day or 2 days or whatever the case may be. Maybe they're waiting for a follow call. Maybe they don't want to get involved and they think it's a small thing. I don't know. I don't know how they're. I don't know how. I don't know what's the mind of the Philippine police officer over here in the United States. All I know is that if I call the police 911 over there, because there's 911 over here. If you call 911 in the United States, they're there in your house in about 5 minutes, talking about the situation and stuff like that, and telling you what to do. Over here, they don't have that manpower over here. That's the problem. You know. So. But I'm putting this out there not as dirty laundry, but I'm putting this out there because, once I get a divorce or separation from her, and everybody knows her face, and I marry somebody else, God willing, because it's not good for a man to be alone, and I count her as an unbeliever. So under the umbrella of 1 Corinthians chapter 7, it says, if the unbeliever depart, let him depart, him or her, by the way. A brother or a sister is not bound in such a case, but God has called us to peace. I mean, end quote. So I'm not bound to her because she initially left a long time ago. She left several times. And just recently she came back crying, saying that her mother and father are fighting and she wants to return back over here. And I showed her Christian grace and let her stay back over here. And that was a big mistake. So in Jesus' name, she's not going to get that opportunity to come back over here again because it's just going to be arguments and stuff like that. You understand what I'm saying? Arguments about the same. The thing is that, and I gave this analogy, and with this I'll let you go, I guess. I gave an analogy, and she wasn't doing this, but I'm giving this analogy, okay? Of somebody spilling a hot cup of coffee on your head. This happens every day, metaphorically, like that, Sorry about the motorcycle background noise. Somebody throwing a plate of food on your clothes and on your face. So you got the hot cup of coffee on your head, plate of food on your face and clothes. Okay, and then when they're talking to you, spitting on your face. What's that noise over there, huh? You understand what I'm saying? And then every time they see you, they step on your toes. Now, what will you do? What will you do in a situation like that? I mean, somebody that's unbearable. If somebody was doing that, constantly, on and on and on and on and on and on and on, constantly. You understand what I'm saying? Constantly. You understand what I'm saying? Just constantly, just doing that every single day. What would you do? Well, you and our marriage has lasted for like almost 6 years. We're almost the same thing going on, but different things, of course, obviously. Not food and beverage and spitting on the face and stepping on toes and stuff like that. I'm just telling you that that's how that's how I have been feeling these 6 years of telling her to do the right thing and her continuously not listening to me and doing the wrong thing and not adjusting to do the right thing. So I have to repeat the same thing every stinking time to this woman. You know, don't do this, do that, don't do this, do that. And it's been a repetition for 6 freaking years. So that's why I give you the analogy of the coffee and the food and the stepping on toes and the spitting on the face and stuff like that, because it will be unbearable under those conditions. I mean, nobody will stay 6 years under those conditions. That every single time you eat and you drink a cup of coffee, instead of having it on the table, it's on your head and on your face and on your clothes. Nobody's going to stay with that for more than a week. They will leave a person like that in a matter of days. But I have been going through that in a different way, not with beverage and food and spitting on the face and stepping on toes, but that's like a metaphor for something that's even worse than that I've been putting up with for 6 years almost. Is going to be in December 14th. You understand what I'm saying? That's the deal with this woman. This woman is irresponsible with children. I'm not saying she's a terrible mother. I'm not saying that. She's irresponsible with children. She's a bad wife. And, she has to be dealt with. If she stole my son and took him to Cebu, and because she wants to work and pay bills and stuff like that, but it doesn't give her any right without my permission to take my child. Now, hopefully, it's just for a day or two and he'll be back, and then I don't have to further call the police. Maybe the next time I can go to the police department so they can know that I'm serious about what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? Spiritually speaking, and I need your prayers for this, there's a tug of war for this child. Satan will do all he can to keep Sean away from me because I'm the only one in this family that can give him the good news of Jesus Christ. He knows that. He knows that this person who looks just like me, this 2-year-old child, is going to grow up one day and either is going to attack the kingdom of Satan or be in the world. He doesn't want Sean to loosen any of his prisoners. You understand what I'm saying? By serving God in a great way. So he's going to use this woman who's a bastard of a woman who thinks she's a Christian, but she's not. She just talks the talk. She sings religious songs. She dances. She used to dance in church and shake her booty and all this stuff. It means nothing to God. Just look at Malachi. It says, take away your religious songs. Why? Those religious songs your life doesn't add up to those religious songs that you're singing, that you're tonguing. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't add up. I'll be right there, my love. I'm coming. I'm with my special child. I'm coming, my love. I already gave her milk and she's clean and stuff like that. So she has the fan over her head, so she's fine. She's doing it better than me because she ain't got no problems. You understand what I mean? She ain't got no problems. This is the same. This is. I think I'm gonna have to let you go. This is the same woman who beat me up in front of everybody, and I couldn't do a bloody damn thing about it because she was pregnant. She was punching me, kicking me in the face, punching me in the head. She took my head and hit it against cement blocks because our wall are not paved, so there's cement blocks, the big blocks. She took a metal fan and threw it on my left arm. She took some perfumes or whatever they were and broke them on the floor, some perfume bottles that I gave her so she could sell. Took them out of the box and just broke them. And my child was just a few feet away, so she could have got hit by glass. She broke a netting on the wall, in a window slot that was there because we don't have a window yet. At that time, we didn't have a window. And we still don't have a window. We have like a store gate, like when we sell things, like that. We used to do that. She broke that down, the green or blue netting, because I can't see it well, so I don't know what the color was. She just broke that down like an animal. You understand what I'm saying? She ripped a shirt of an insurance company that somebody gave me as a going away present before I left to go to the Philippines. She ripped it right off my back. I have that shirt on me on Facebook. You understand what I'm saying? She ripped it off. And then she said, well, you know something? I didn't do it because I was pregnant. Oh, there you go. There's no excuse because she said, oh, I didn't do it because I was pregnant. I was doing it because I was jealous of you talking to somebody. Well, first of all, I was talking to somebody in the store. It had nothing to do with cheating or anything like that. Okay, it was money wise. But she's so money hungry that she thought that I was talking with interest to this woman at the store. And so she went haywire. She went crazy. You understand what I'm saying? You can't have that. You can't have that. And she spilled the beans. It wasn't because she was pregnant. She was pregnant at the time with Sean. It was 2022 that happened. And nobody helped over here. Nobody helped me over here. Nobody said, "Yo, Risa, what are you doing with Angelo? I mean, he can't see that well. He's legally blind. What are you doing? Punching and kicking him." Nobody said anything. She could literally take a gun and shoot somebody right in front of everybody, and nobody would say a damn thing. She has to be stopped. And she got tuberculosis. Okay, she has a problem with the kidney. She's anemic, so her blood she has anemia. Her pressure is like all the time is very low. It's either 70/60 or 80/70, very low blood pressure, and that could cause I'm not giving any advice or anything, but I'm just saying I'm giving you her condition. Her condition. I'm not saying anything about anybody else's condition or anything like that, but she's a very, very sick person. So, and her mother, who's involved in her crimes sometimes, drinks, gambles, and she has a blood pressure over 250 sometimes. So she has to go to the hospital. She had 2 strokes already. So I think, in Psalm 37, sum it all up. Threat not thyself, don't get heated over. Threat not thyself over evildoers, because evildoers will be cut off and their seed will be cut off. That's all. She already lost her ex last year in November. You understand what I'm saying? The ex that she said that that was waiting for her. Well, he died. He's dead. He's in a cemetery. He's no longer here upon earth, waiting for RIZA to return back to him. You understand what I'm saying? He's gone. So, I mean, the only thing that you could do as a Christian person is just to, basically let go and let God. When let go and let God is perfect for those situations and not for any other situation of being lazy and leaving all to Christ for him to do. And then knowing that God gives you the responsibility to gave you the wherewithal to have the responsibility to be responsible for your own things. You understand? For your own sanctification, for you not being a deadbeat dad, for you doing this and doing that you have to do. But in this situation, people like this, people who are like sort of evil in an incognito way, whose face shines with humility, but inwardly the only thing she wants to do is pay bills. Well, you just let go and let God. That's all there is to it. Just let God. Vengeance is mine; I shall repay, says Romans chapter 12. That's all. That's all. That's all there is to it. And as a Christian person, I'm forced to obey that. To leave room for the place leave room for the wrath of God. That's it. And if he has done that in your life, you even have more assurance. And God has done that in my life, with taking care of people who have been against me and who have mouthed and stuff like that, and whatever the case may be. Recently, years ago, decades ago, it doesn't change. So why is it going to change now? Especially, that she has all of these conditions and stuff like that if she doesn't take care of herself, well, then, I mean, this is curtains. Like one day I told her, and this is not giving any advice or anything like that. One day I told her, listen, I can give you money for your medicine, but we have to go to the pharmacy and buy your medicine, you know? And she said no. Well, then what do you think? What am I going to think? That you don't have anything? I think she does. But what are you going to think? What are you going to think? You're going to think that she doesn't have anything at all. What is she hiding? Why doesn't she want to go to the pharmacy and get her medicine? Well, because she wants to use the money for something else. So if she's doing that, she's not taking care of herself. Well, I mean, you know what I mean? So anyway, Risa Tapay Quinones, aka Riza Ang. I mean, it's just is living a life of pretense of being a Christian, and just living the life of mammon, living in the life of cheating and scamming online. And she's no different from the typical Filipina. The typical. There's a lot of good Filipinos out there, millions. There's over 100 million people over here. But she's giving the black eye to most of those people. That's why a lot of people don't want to date, Filipinos, because a little leaven leavens the whole lump. That's the problem. That's a biblical statement. A little leaven leavens the whole lump, and a little, one bad Filipina makes everybody else look bad. And I should have known that. This is my fault, because my brother didn't want to talk to her. I got cheated before in 2010. But at least I got two beautiful children out of it, and that's the thing. Yeah, these children I'm gonna see in the glory, and excuse me, guys, and and that's it. You know what I mean? The relationships that we have as Christian people, go on in the next realm, which is a beautiful thing. We have this Christian hope that so-called Jehovah's Witnesses and other people don't have. You know what I mean? But this has been a video to warn people out there that don't get involved with Riza Tapay Quinones, because she's going to stab you in the back. She's going to say the right things at first. She's going to say the right things at first. She's going to do the right thing. She's going to take off your shoes. She's going to wash your feet. She's going to wash your shoes. And then she's going to get tired of that routine. And if you don't give her money, she's going to be out the door. That's just she does those things to get you to give to her, because she's the poorest of the poor. And when you're the poorest of the poor, you have two choices. You either be godly about it, you do something about it and get out of being the poor of the poor, or you're just going to cheat and scam somebody from a rich country. You understand what I'm saying? And sometimes it's a blunt thing. Like I'll give you this before I let you go. I promise you. This is the last thing I'm gonna say. That has to do with Facebook. We befriended each other around 2017. Okay, I sent her a friend request and she accepted. I sent hundreds of friend requests to see if I could land the right person. And so she accepted the friendship, and 2017 came and went. I don't know when I did that. Was it in the middle of the year? Was it in the beginning of the year? Was it the end of the year? I don't know. But 2017 came and left. And then around February 2018, I was paying attention to this woman, because she, along with somebody else, were the only two women that really basically paid a lot of attention to me. The other one, I think, was Lynn, from a country that I don't even, Indonesia or something. I don't know what it is. I forgot. Please forgive me for not saying it correctly. But I didn't know about that country. I know no affiliation with that country, so I said, I'm not going there. I don't even know about that country. She was a nice person and everything, but and I spoke to her on the phone, because I said, before I make the decision, let me make sure. Let me call this woman and see what she's all about, because I have her and Riza on my mind as the finalists, if you will, this contest of love. You understand what I'm saying? And I said, okay, I'm going to, but before I choose Riza, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna talk to Lynn. I think that's what her name is, or whatever. And she said that she had children. At that time it was a no-no. So I in the country I didn't recognize. So because of those two things, I said, okay, take care, like that. And then Riza, I called her like around February of 2018. I saw her number there, and I said, can I call you? I texted her. I said, can I call you? And she said, yeah. And one of the first things she said, except for hello, one of the first things she said, and I should have known about this, but I didn't. That's my fault again. I'm responsible for my own actions of choosing a person who's not a Christian and getting stuck in the rear end because of it. One of the first things she said was not, oh, I'm glad that I saw you, Angelo. I want a nice relationship, a long lasting relationship that will blossom into a marriage. I want kids. I want to find out the right person. I was in a relationship that didn't work out, and I want to make a brand new start and blah, 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 blah. Just saying the right things. Instead of saying that, one of the first things she said to me was, Angelo, I want to work. I should have hung up the phone right there. I should have hung up the phone right there. Because everything after that was going to be based on her getting enough money for this and this and this and this, or whatever the case may be that she wanted money for. It wasn't based on finding uh, the love of your life, or whatever the case may be. Excuse me. It was based on that. Like I'm an employment agency or something like that. You understand what I'm saying? So everything that came out of that after that talk was going to, for her, because I fell in love with her, but for her, she didn't fall in love with me. She was basically wanting me for what I could provide her, and because she's the poorest of the poor, along with her family, who's the poorest of the poor. You understand what I'm saying? Now, to be spiritually poor is a great thing. Blessed are the poor in spirit, though, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. You understand what I'm saying? Kingdom of God. Hi, my love. I'll be right there. Be right there. You understand what I mean? I'm not talking about that. Those are people who admit that they're spiritually bankrupt, to God, and then God will give them everything. You understand what I'm saying? Eternal life, and the fruits that go along with it, the spiritual gifts, the whatever the case may be, understanding of the Bible, wisdom, sanctification, redemption. You understand what I'm saying? All free of charge, based on the blood and finished work of Jesus upon the cross, and His resurrection from the dead that justified us. You understand what I'm saying? You understand? You understand? So, but she's the poorest of the poor, and that's the problem. And when you base your whole entire life on money and not the word of God and not God and not God's people, well, you're in trouble. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things shall be given unto you. The things that you're bitching and whining and complaining about, food and drink and clothing. You're the poorest of the poor because you don't seek the kingdom of God. Now, the Apostle Paul was poor, and he had no certain dwelling place sometimes, and even Jesus, didn't have a place to lay his head. I understand that. But sometimes it's based because of, not seeking after God. So that's just the deal. But, she's a dangerous person, and just keep away from her, She cheated online with Ron, around an 80-year-old person. I pretended to be RIZA, pretended to be my wife, and I was speaking to him. And I was speaking to him in a way that a woman would speak to him, so I can lure him in to divulge some information on the relationship. And then when I catch her, and I have her confession. It's called the RIZA tapes on this YouTube account. You understand what I'm saying? The RIZA tapes. I'm coming, my love. I'm coming, my love. It's Daddy. Daddy's here. Like I said, I already fed her. So I have to give her her vitamin though, and I'll give her that in her next bottle because she's a special child. I have the confession of her cheating. But once your spouse cheats on you, you can't trust that person again. And if somebody can, that's their business. If Hillary Clinton trusts Bill Clinton again, after the Monica Lewinsky scandal, that's her business. But you see, Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton has something that we don't have. They go back to their high school days as boyfriend and girlfriend, or whatever the case may be. They have a long history of being together, maybe even in grammar school. Who knows? I don't know. It goes back to their high school days. So they've been together for like 60 years or something like that, or whatever it is. 60 years. We don't have that. We don't have that history going back that far. We have a history of only like not even 6 years. It's going to be 6 years this December, and it's September now. We don't have 60 years together, so it could kind of withhold withstand the storms of life and stuff like that. We don't have that. We don't have that love that the two people are in love with each other. We don't have that. I was in love with her, but she's not in love with me. She's in love with the things that I can get her. That's not going to survive a storm like this, of being unfaithful. Okay, you understand what I mean? You just can't survive that. It's just like, you're drinking from a glass, and the glass breaks into a zillion pieces. I'm talking about like powder. Well, you can't replace that you can't fix that glass again and drink from the same cup. It's impossible. I'm not talking about it splintering into three parts or two parts or four parts or even five. I'm not talking, you could get some crazy glue and do the best you can. I'm talking about if something splatters like on Five Deadly Venoms when he shattered the plate with his toe, and it splinters into like a zillion pieces. You understand what I'm saying? In an opening scene there, of Five Deadly Venoms, this guy, the centipede, or not the centipede, but the it was before the lizard, scorpion. The scorpion, just took a plate. I think either was the centipede or the scorpion. I think it was the scorpion though. The centipede just kicked the plate and shattered it into thousands of pieces. Well, first of all, you can't eat from a plate like that anymore, and you can't drink from a cup that's splintered into powder, that turned into powder. You can't put the powder together again into a cup. It's made worthless. You understand what I'm saying? Worthless. So you can't trust somebody. At least I can't. I can forgive. I'm called to forgive. I'm commanded to God to forgive. That has nothing to do about it. It has nothing to do with it. I forgave the person or persons that killed my father way back in 1983 when he was 49 and I was 17 years old. That's when I came back from school, that's when my mother told me that somebody killed my father. Somebody set him on fire with gasoline or some flammable liquid or whatever it was, set him on fire, and 90% of his body was burned beyond recognition, and he died a couple of days after that, or whatever it was. My mother couldn't even see him because she was attacked by a dog, and so she missed the train. Also, and when she got there to the hospital, and they just told her that he just died. My father, Jose Quinones. You understand what I'm saying? Who used to sing with Jose Feliciano. Famous Spanish singer. Feliz Navidad and all that stuff. My father sang with him because they went to the same school, the Pelham Parkway Institute for the Blind. I forgave already the person or persons that did that to my father, but it doesn't mean that I have to be their friend. It doesn't mean that I'm gonna invite them or them or her or whoever it was to my home so that person could stay in my house as a guest. You can forgive in your heart, but it doesn't mean that you have to be a friend of a person like that. It just tells you to forgive. And as a matter of fact, it tells you to forgive a person when he comes and tells you and asks you to forgive him. If your brother sins against you, forgive him. If your brother sins, rebuke him. If he repents, forgive him. If he turns back to you and says, I repent, then you forgive him. There's a qualification there. But that's a debate for another time. But it seems to be the case in the Gospels, especially in the Gospel of Luke, that when a person, sins against you and he comes back to you and he repents from that, then you forgive him. But that could be a debate for another time. That could be that could be a study in and of itself about forgiveness. If the person has to turn to you, and I had a debate with a guy about this, and now I kind of hold his view a little bit. I didn't hold his view before of that. There's a qualification there that the person has to come to you and based on him, changing his ways, you forgive him. But that's a debate for another time. I can, marshal up the verses of scripture and then put that together, and it could be sort of a short study. But just stay away from this person, RIZA Quinones, known as so many things on Facebook, knowing for cheating online, for leaving a husband, for abusing her children, dropping one, causing one to collapse, irresponsibility all over the place. Okay, leaving cords where I tell her not to leave cords in a low position, and Sean could take a cord and put it on in his tongue and God forbid be electrocuted. And I have to say the same things over and over and over and over and over and over again, and she keeps on doing those things over and over and over again. And because of those dangerous things, she had to be, she had to leave the house, you know, and that's just all there is to it, and the irresponsibility with her toward my daughter Anna Devane, and time will fail me if I list the things that she has been irresponsible with the children about. It will fail me. I'll be here for about an extra hour. I'm not going to do that because it's already chronicled on my account. So why rehash the same things again and again and again? But I amplify these things to tell you that just be careful with this woman, though, man. If you're even thinking of contemplating, okay, being a woman with a woman like this after I told you and warned you about her, you're even a greater fool than I am because, I didn't have all these pieces of information at my disposal before I made the decision to come out here and marry her. I did give it time. I did give it like about 8 months before I came here. I was 53 years old or 52 years old at the time that we got engaged. I was 52, and I came at the age of 53. So I did give it a little time. I did come almost in about a year. I wish I never would have closed my apartment down. I wish I never would have left my things behind, my Bible studies, my pictures, my furniture, my clothes, my electronics, my stuff, my computer, my this and that, and all these gadgets and whatever. I wish I never would have made the sacrifice of family and friends and a career and as an insurance company worker. I wanted to join the Salvation Army. I wanted to write Christian books, and I left all that behind because of this woman, and it wasn't worth it. The only thing that was worth it is having two kids, Anna Devane and Sean Donnelly. This is Angela Quinones giving glory to God. Be careful with this woman, RIZA Topaya Quinones. Be careful with her. Don't go near the door of her house. I'm exposing her as a fraud. She's not a Christian person. She's a fraud. She's a fraud. You understand what I'm saying? That's just all there's to it. She goes by the name of Christianity, and it's not even Christianity, it's Roman Catholicism. And she doesn't even know what a Roman Catholic believes. She'll do anything to take your money. Anything. I'll give you an update to see what happened with the police. The police obviously didn't take me seriously. They're not here. I'll go to the police department. If I see that Sean is there for more than a week or something, or more than even, let's say, 3 days or 4 days or whatever, then I have to go outside on Tuesday to pick up my money in Atian's office. I'm actually I borrow money from a company, from a real company, from a loaning agency, and they have my card. They have my bank card, as sort of collateral. You know what I mean? As security. And so I have to pick up, I have to pick up my money that I receive from the United States every month through them because they have my card. So since I have to go out next Tuesday, if he's not back, well, that's going to be, several days that he's not back. That's going to be, they say, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. That'll be 5 days. That'll be almost a week. And so then I'll just stop over the police department and make a report and try to get him back, And then we can make some arrangements and stuff like that, because of the separation of divorce that we're gonna get. If the divorce is over, even in the Philippines, I'm gonna check that out after I leave you guys. And that's just the thing. Just be careful in coming to the Philippines or any other country. Don't close your house down. Don't leave your stuff behind. Take more time, investigate her, especially when you're a Christian person. Test this person out. Test their the attitude out. They could say all the right things right now, all they want to. Of course they're going to say the right things. Of course they're going to say the right things. They're going to say all the right things. You understand what I'm saying? Of course, they're gonna say the right things, but it's I had to test her out. I had to deny her because she she doesn't have the fruits of Christianity. She doesn't have the marks of discipleship. And I should have tested her out more, and that's my fault. I had two children, beautiful children, out of it. I didn't have them before. I mean, I wasn't married, and I didn't have kids. Now I have two beautiful kids. So at least something came out of that. Something came out of that. But that's the only good thing that came out of that. So I'll let you know what happens in my next, status report and stuff like that. And with this, I'll let you go. With that, I'll let you go. Okay. Thanks for listening to the end. If you guys listen to the end, please subscribe to my channel. The subscriptions are growing, so that's a great thing. It'll be in the hundreds or even the thousands. Once I get my computer and upload some things, more things of my own, and some other things that are not on my own. And eventually, this YouTube channel will grow, and either before or after my time is up here upon this earth. And I'm pretty sure my job is to get this stuff out there, especially Bible things, related things, to get them out there, and for God to do with it what He wants for Him to, what He wants to do with it. I mean, it was Martin Luther's task to get those 95 theses up on the church bulletin board, which was the door, and the rest is history. So I mean, I have to do the best I can to get this stuff out there, and let God do with it as He pleases, And nothing comes about it, then nothing comes about it. If it's going to reach thousands of people, then that's what's going to happen. So please subscribe to my channel. Please give me a thumbs up, and please leave a comment on the screen. Just be careful with this woman. She's a fraud. And so as Christian people, we have to be careful with people like that, according to what the Proverbs says against women like this. Okay? Take care. Bye.